Alright guys, so on my last video I was talking about, kind of putting LS in it, and you know what, I'm going to do it. So I don't want to deal with this 4-cylinder. And the other thing is, we have a 5.3 at the house, or at the shop. We took it out of a truck. This little 2-door short bed, whatever. It was a little bitty truck, and we took it out. One of our buddies, he wrecked it, hit a tree or something. The only thing that's wrong with it is the water pump. The water pump housing, itself was broke. So I got it for 250 bucks, not bad at all, running motor. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this sucker out. And me and Dad was talking about it and everything. And there's another guy that was here, Trip. He was saying that literally everything, the drivetrain and the torque tube, because this has a Corvette style drivetrain. So you have a tube that goes all the way back. You got the transmission right here, then you got the rear end, and then the axles, whatever, this and that. Now, he said the torque tube is beefy enough that I wouldn't even have to change anything at all. It should hold it. And for what I'm going to do, I'm going to maybe do a little bit more to it. I got a Pro Charger. Like I said, I was going to stick on that. But I ended up going with Nitrous on this thing. But, actually, you know what? You guys have been asking about it a little bit. So I might as well just show you guys just a little bit. Show you guys the old Camaro. 6.2. Show you guys a little bit of it. Pop the hood. Alright, so this is how I have it set up. So I have this right here is my line lock and 2-step right here. So I activate this. This is my line lock. That's my arming switch for my line lock. This right here is my arming switch for my 2-step. So I go in, do my burnout, like flip on my whatever it's called, line lock, do my burnout, hold this button that activates line lock, hold it, do my burnout, then back up, and then come over here and switch on my 2-step. And then, I hold the button, the line lock's on, 2-steps on, and then, I just let go of the button. It shifts around the gears. Very simple. And this right here is my Nitrous. So I'll flip that on, and I have a window switch, which I'll show you guys. Open this bad boy. So I have a window switch right here, which it activates and deactivates the Nitrous system with a TPS and RPM. So my throttle position is set at 92, like 92% throttle, and 2800 RPM. Now, most of you guys are going to say, you should never hit it under 3000 RPM, blah, 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 which, it's fine. I've been doing this for a while, but it has to be at 92% and, 2800 RPM to activate. If the RPMs ain't there, it won't activate. And if I ain't full throttle or 92% on the throttle, it will not activate it either. So I got this. I haven't really mounted it yet. I've been just kind of playing around with it. I got my line lock right here. Got my lines running back to the master cylinder and everything. And then I've got my retard tuner and my 2-step. This is in one system. And this window switch also has a thing where you tie into your retard tuner, and it's just like a 12-volt activation switch, and it comes out of the window switch and activates the retard tuner. And because I'm running 150 shot, every 50 shot of Nitrous you need to go 2 degrees of timing, and it's pretty sweet. But one of the main issues I had with the system I got was Nitrous Expressed, is this plate is too thick. So I was having an issue with this little thing right here, this little pulley. Was it the tensioner coming up and hitting it, jumping off the belt, and this and that. It was just a terrible thing. So what I done is I just took some little sandpaper right here and just sanded down the little throttle a little bit. But everything's ran good. There's my nitrous solenoid, and there's my fuel solenoid, and the fuel comes straight off of where you usually test the fuel pressure on the fuel pressure rail. goes into the solenoid, and then when the solenoid activates, it shoots it into the throttle body. And also have a fuel safety switch, so if this the fuel pressure ever drops under a certain PSI, I have it set to the hot wire to the solenoids, which would be one of these. It's hot in the ground on each solenoid. Both of the hot wires on the solenoid are tied into one side of the window switch. So if the window switch, like, if it goes under a certain amount of pressure, the window switch will kick off, and it won't allow power to go to the solenoids to kick them on. Because I thought about hooking it up where it just shuts the whole system down, like the whole computer. But I was like, that's too much. I mean, if I want to come out here and tune it and everything and this and that, like, it's not going to work like that. So I just set it to where it would just shut the solenoids off. It would cut the power to it so they wouldn't turn on. But yeah, that's mainly the setup. Pretty much the only things I've done to it. It's just nitrous and, yeah, nitrous. Can you believe it or not, those little air filters right there, they are $80. Just that little air filter. Well, it's not a little air filter, but $80 for that air filter. All right, we're going to get started on this. I'm going to go ahead and start. Man, I just don't know where to start. I guess I'll start unplugging stuff, and it's going to happen. That's why I came out here and done it. It's already like 9 o'clock. I'll be out here until 12. I'm just going to go ahead and do it, because if I don't do it, it's never going to happen. And I feel like this is a cool little thing to do. I feel like it's a really cool thing to do, and we're going to do it. Freaking LS swapped. I wanted to keep this thing original, but from what I've heard, the 924S is kind of the turd of all the Porsches, like the 944s and the 929s or something like that. This is like the turd of them all, so it ain't really worth that much. I was doing a little bit of research on them, but I kind of thought it was more of a steal or a deal, if that makes sense, but not really. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna make my own little thing, have a little go-kart, go up to the Dragon on it, and just have some fun with it. So first things first, I guess I'll just start unplugging stuff. So we already got the distributor, this stuff off. I guess I'll just actually unplug it from this right here and just lay all that on top. Get all the fuel lines off, get them out of the way. This won't take but an hour, honestly. The biggest thing is going to be those torque bar bolts where the dry shaft goes through or something like that. But here we go. All right, guys, so I've got everything off the motor. Yeah, got all the wire and harness off and everything. Motor should be clear up here, other than the exhaust and motor mounts and a power steering line. From experience of taking off all the other motors, and I got a ground right here, which is also broke off, so I'm just gonna cut it off. It ain't gonna be a big deal. But everything else is off the motor, and that ground, there should be a power steering line, and should be about it, if I'm not wrong. I got one radiator hose, but I'm gonna take it off down at the bottom. That should do that. And then I got it jacked up, so I'm going to take off the torque bar, or whatever you want to call it, torque tube, take it off, unbolt it, and then take out the motor mounts, get all those stuff out, and then it should pop right out, if I'm not mistaken. It could or could not, I don't know yet. All right, guys, it is currently like 2 o'clock in the morning, so I have got everything off this beloved little machine. Got the motor mount bolts out. I've got the torque bar or torque tube bolts out. There's only 4. For a second there, I got kind of scared. I was like, oh, snap. I'm going to take this little bell housing out. And if you didn't know, so you got the torque tube, transmission, rear end, right? And then your clutch is up here before the torque tube or something like that, if that makes sense. I'll get down there and show you guys in a second. But I got my headers down below where I could get the other motor mounts out. So I got them. I just should be able to just lift it out and not have to worry about them headers. And if they're in the way tomorrow, then I'll just move them. It ain't a big deal. Still got to get that ground off right there. I went ahead and took both lines off the power steering pump. As you can tell, there's one right here, and then let's see if I get down here and show you. And then there's another one right here, and then the other one goes right there. Went ahead and took both of them off because I'm just gonna leave the reservoir here with the car. And hey, now that I'm really thinking about it, if I could just get a drive-by-wire throttle body on the LS, I got a throttle right there. Well, I mean, I guess it makes sense. It's an 88, but wow, okay. All right. I was worried about the throttle, how I was going to be able to do the throttle. All right. That's awesome to me. Anyway, got both the radiator hoses off. I got everything off I need to get off, from what I know of. And tomorrow we're going to pull this thing out. I would start the truck up and move it, but see the crane over there? It's gotta come over here. And like I said, it's like 2 o'clock in the morning, and I don't want to wake everybody up. But I went ahead. I was going to take out take the intake off, because as you can see underneath the intake, like there is just tons and tons of wires running. And honestly, guys, now that I'm doing this, I really think that the reason why this thing was not running was because something was not hooked up. I don't know. I'm gonna look back at my old videos, but what is this? It's called a hollow switch. Every car has a hollow switch. So this is the sensor for the flywheel. And I don't know, we were just looking at it. It was kind of just skimming over it, and then it's just a bunch of stuff. But I swear, I'm pretty sure that this was laying here unplugged. I can't picture it in my head, but now I have to look at the video, and that might have been what's wrong with it. I seen a wire laying right here, and it was not plugged up. I'm not for sure what, but I don't know. But I feel like this motor's been taken out once before, because right here, you see all these hoses, these wires right here. Every one of them is cut. Now, these wires go underneath the intake and plug into your thermostat, you know, all of your little stuff up front. And it looks like someone just took it and just cut every single one of them off. So my thing is one of them's put in the wrong place. Something like this, something like that. I mean, they all look pretty good. But, I mean, that, and then, what was it? Was it right here? Yeah. Even if this thing was plugged up, see how them wires are all, there's that. And then I've seen another spot underneath here when I was looking underneath it. See if I can see it right here. This right here was unplugged. You see that? And it plugs up to that little thing right there. I'm not for sure. Oh, I think it's oil pressure. It's right underneath the oil sending unit. So yeah, that's probably oil pressure. So. All right, guys, we got the crane set up and the chain already on the motor, and we already got the hood off and everything. Now I put a little tension on it. It kind of moved. Oh yeah, she's free. She's definitely free. Okay, now let's just see what holds. And I already got the AC lines off. We're just gonna see what kind of goes on right now. Try to get everything kind of loose, and I need to put the hoist up a little bit. Yeah, down. No, not up, down. Hoist, boom. Okay, hoist. Okay, yeah, that's that. Now put the boom up. Down, up. Trying to get more of an angle so it's a little bit more forward. Looks like that works. Now, see what's holding. Shouldn't really be anything holding. Oh, no way. The headers seem to be pretty free. There's definitely pressure on it. So it just needs wiggled. She's definitely free. So what if I pull it back? Maybe it's getting hooked on the firewall. It's kind of hard to do by myself, but you know what? I'm doing it. Oh, come on. Some pressure off of it. Pull it forward. What are you doing?
Just trying to see what you're doing.
Trying to get this
Yanking around or what?
junk out. Yeah. Woo. I don't know what's holding. Yeah, well, I guess I do know what's holding. I'm gonna take that power steering pump off. All right, now the power steering pump's off. Let's try this again. So, these headers right here, kind of worrying me a little bit. But I can get them out real quick as well. And yes, whoever put this exhaust in this thing, they welded the whole thing up. So I had to cut it. Hit nothing over here. Over here, everything looks good. Now, see what I'm thinking is, look at that right there. That oil pan, so it's gonna have to tilt to even come out of there. Yep. So I might have to lift it up, let it down, and grab the back of the intake and kind of tilt it out. Ooh, this is gonna be kind of hard. Dang, I don't know if you're supposed to take the oil pan off of these things before you take them out or not, honestly. Because even then, I'm against the firewall right now. I don't know. We have finally got this freaking thing where it'll come out. I was having this issue like crazy. You see that, how that right there is on that cross member or whatever you want to call it. So I had to take these bolts off right here for the K member or crossbar or whatever you want to call it. Take that off, take the sway bar, the little support off on both sides. And I finally got it down far enough where the dang thing would clear it. I went here thinking this is going to be a 30-minute job, but whoo, boy, you telling me I was lying. Ooh, too much. Yes, this crane does lift the whole car up. It's the safest thing in the world, but I might do. Now I'm having issues with this. Fudge, man. I wonder if I just tilt it up, let it down, and then tilt it all the way up, and then go from there. Hey man, we about got this thing out of here. I'm just gonna hook it up here and then try to lift it straight out. I really care too much about this motor. I mean, I could be doing this a little better way. I could honestly just take the whole K member out. But as you can see, I only have one jack here, and it's gonna be kind of hard to get back underneath it. So I'm not trying to take it all the way off. I'm trying to work my way through it. And honestly, it's not a good idea to do it, but hey, we're getting her done. That's all that matters. So, something like that. And hook it up to the front and see where she goes from there. There's a little support right there. I'm gonna hang on to it. Down, 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 down. See if I can grab a hold of it. Nope, not enough. Whoop. Now I can get a hold of it. Oh, yeah. She's in there now. Now, let's go up. All right, here we go. She's gonna come out of there. Man, that's close. I feel settled down in there. Come on, baby. Look it around, give it a love. Might have to take that compressor out. Not sure yet. Let's take this off. I should have took it off the front, but I didn't. That's out of the way. Man, just that one little... Yeah, the compressor's only 2 bolts. Let's take it off. Alright, now we have got this thing set up right. So, let's set this little bead of light up, and let's go up. Oh, there she goes. Should just go straight up. No issues at all. Ooh, that right there needs to come off. That right there is a thingamajig for my heater coil, and I don't know about y'all, but I really don't want to put a heater coil in this thing. I mean, dang, this motor's hard enough to get out. There we go. Magic. Now, son of a little biscuit, man. I really hope I didn't tear that out. Crap. Did I tear it out? Did I tear it out? Did I? Okay, so it was mounted on it right here, and I did. Crap. That sucks. Looks like I'm gonna have to get a thing now. Dang it, man. Why did I not disconnect that? Well, live and learn, I guess. Dadgummit. Now that blows. That sucks a lot. Now I'm about to buy one. I'll just take it off tomorrow. Yep, this is where tomorrow got me. I don't think that's bad for pulling the motor. I mean, I didn't know you had to take the K-member and kind of, I didn't know you had to do that. I'm gonna have to get a new line anyway. Okay, that's the bolt. But that line, and these go with it. That line, the air conditioner. I mean, I didn't forget that much. I mean, for my first time taking a Porsche motor out, I don't think I did bad at all. So I don't care what you guys say. Try to pull it forward a little bit. There we go, so I can lift it straight out. Looky there. Oh my God, that's a Porsche motor, right? Now, I have heard these things are extremely heavy for no reason. Just look at that. That right there is a 4-cylinder. Move this thing out of the way of the car if it falls on it. That right there is a darn 4-cylinder. Can you believe that? Looky there. Woo! There's the torque arm. Look how small that little big girl is. And here is the motor. Let me let it down. I gotta find somewhere to put this thing. I guess I could lay it on the ground. For sale, guys. 4-cylinder. Porsche motor. It's flat crank. That's all I know about it. I guess I can walk over here. There she is, guys. Good old 4-cylinder. Cylinder motor. Now I'm gonna set it up right, put some jack stands under it or a block or something, and leave it sitting here until someone buys it. All right, I've got everything cleaned up. This is all the parts off of it. I'm more than likely to be keeping the radiator and the fans, but then again, I really don't know because I'm going to be putting a V8 in it instead of a 4-cylinder, and I feel like them fans would be running constantly with that small of a radiator for a V8, so I do not think that's going to work. Now, this little spot for a radiator might have to just be expanded, that or just get a thicker radiator that size. I don't know yet. We're going to figure it out. So we are done with this car for now. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be ordering parts for the LS motor. So me and Dad was thinking we could just make the brackets. It'd be cheaper than buying the brackets, or we don't know exactly what all we need now, but Dad found the part number for the headers that we're going to need for the V8. That'll clear the steering arm and everything right here. That'll clear all the stuff. And we're going to need that. I've been told that the bell housing right here, it will bolt to an LS, but I don't think it will. It don't look like it will to me, to be honest. But they do make adapters, so we'll get an adapter for it. See how this thing has 2 sensors? They about had it not plugged up. Something, I don't know. But anyway, we're gonna get some of the stuff. So next videos are gonna be kind of a bit longer spans, but we get the motor off. We got a friend named Bill or something like that he does head work. We're gonna take the heads off, have them ported, polished. We're gonna get a cam for it, get lifters, springs, get all the good stuff for the top end, and we might do something to the pistons. But honestly, I just want to get some good heads on it and get a cam in it, you know, get all the supporting mods for the head, like the top end or whatever, and have it set and ready, and then slap it in. So I know there's gonna be a lot of stuff we're gonna have to do. We already got a computer for it, and honestly, since this thing right here has a cable, I mean, I won't have to worry about a drive-by-wire, so that's not an issue at all. I'm actually glad this thing has a cable instead of a drive-by-wire. I was really thinking hard about that because I don't have a pedal, and I've heard pedals are kind of expensive. But anyway, I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Sorry I was moving my camera around a lot. I don't have a GoPro at the moment. I do, but it's just, I don't have any batteries for it or anything. But it would have been a lot easier. I was shaking around a lot. But anyway, like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe, and let's get an LS in this thing, right?